Today was day 50 of the 100 days of meditation challenge. I could maybe summarize what happened in the last 50 days. Well, I'm definitely more and more able to notice thoughts, not all of them individually, because I often have many thoughts at the same time, like a spider web or many spider webs intertwined. It's a lot. And what's funny is that it seems to take, if the 1 hour seems to pass by so much faster than before. Like yesterday, I was really tired, and I even considered not meditating, but I thought, let's just try it. If I'm too tired, I'll just stop. And the hour went by quite fast. This morning as well, my daughter was, I don't know what she was doing. It's Saturday, so I thought maybe I would be interrupted while I meditate because it was the morning. Maybe she would need something from me, or so I thought I can just, it seems like it goes by 5 minutes now. It's funny, I want to say 5 long minutes. I don't get insights, or I don't get solutions to problems, or I don't get like a download of information. The benefit it has for me is yeah, I think it just calms my mind. Not during the hour. The hour itself is quite chaotic, although less and less. There are not necessarily fewer thoughts than before, but there seems to be a distance between me and the thoughts, and that distance, this is obviously not a real term, it's not a physical distance, it's a word I use to describe something indescribable. There seems to be a distance or a space between me and them, so I feel less attached or identified with them. And I notice how it allows me to notice how a lot of things don't appear as thoughts, but they are. Like I said yesterday night, I had a sudden like solving of my financial issues like happen just like that, which is great. But still nothing has changed in my physical reality. You know, money is just numbers in a bank account. It doesn't change anything to my experience. It didn't put more food in my fridge, nor less. It's just that my mind, my thought pattern says, okay, you don't have to worry about this anymore. And the crazy thing is, we've known this for decades. Like Joe Dispenza explains it extensively, and many other great scientists. But how much those thoughts influence our emotions and our body. Like yesterday, when I figured that I would have financial support for a long time, the release, it was not a big release. I did not feel like a jolt of joy or bliss, but my body felt this kind of tension leave. So I was really tired, because being tense is really exhausting for the body. And this morning I woke up so late and I was so sore, and yeah, it's like my body released so much that suddenly I was so sore. I was so it's hard to describe. I know, sort of like when you have a fever or the flu, and afterwards your body is like, what's the name? Courbature in French. I don't know what it's called. Oh, I should really Google that word. It says stiffness. Yeah, that's it. That would be a good translation. But no, the stiffness is being, anyways, it's like after the sickness or the stiffness, your body feels like, it's hard to describe, you see? I don't have the words. I don't have the words in English. So clearly, only my thoughts and my beliefs about my situation created so much tension in the body and adrenaline, and I was in survival stress. I went to bed at night and I tried to relax, but still there's this underlying urgency and hypervigilance. It's like after that yesterday evening I could just relax, and I did not do anything specific. I went on with my night as usual, but when the thoughts came about worry, instead of saying, oh, I know, yes, I should figure it out and I have no idea what to do, instead of feeling that spiral, I just thought, no, it's okay. It's okay, you're okay, you're okay, you're okay. And so my belief suddenly changed. You're not in danger. You're not in survival anymore. You can relax. And wow, my body had so much stiffness stored and so much tension stored that it released. But that was only in the body. And in the emotions and the mind, there was not much of a difference, which is consequence of that meditation challenge. I'm less reactive, I could say. Yeah. And I could feel there, because although I've been unable to work for a few years, I feel super busy. I feel always tired. I have chronic fatigue and chronic pain at a low level, but still enough to make it hard to, I used to have barely enough energy to cook, clean, wash, do all the things in the house and care for my daughter. Although she's 12 now and she's quite independent and she can help as well, and she goes to school all day. Just caring for my basic needs, her basic needs, and sleep was more than enough for my body. So the idea of working felt so overwhelming, like I would never be able to do that. I still end up at the end of the day completely burnt out, exhausted every day. And that didn't go away instantly. I still have that tiredness, but worrying takes up so much of your energy and so much space in your mind. This afternoon I was sort of bored. So there's something, I'm sort of in the middle of something. I'm not in the urgency anymore as much, and in the fear of I gotta figure this out and I've got to spend all my time focusing on that. And I'm not either in that relaxed, regulated nervous system space where I can now create and let, and enjoy the things I do. I'm still tired. So I have more time on my hands because I'm not arguing with my situation, and I'm not in a rush anymore to figure something out. But yet I don't have that flow and that creative energy flowing right now. I don't feel creative at all. I have everything here to paint, to sew, to sketch, but I don't feel like doing that at all. And I want to be okay with that. I don't want to push myself. That's an egoic thing. Like I'm an artist. I should be creating. I should value, my value comes from what I create. So when people ask me what I do, I feel ashamed that I feel ashamed if I don't say that I'm a fashion designer, or I paint, or I'm a coach. See, I didn't have an impulse to pursue my coaching career further for the moment. And I wanted to be okay with that, and I am actually, because I understand and I respect more and more that this is where I am in the moment. At this moment, I'm too exhausted and burnt out, and there's still trauma in my body. So creating myself and exploring and expanding is not a priority for now. Survival is not threatened anymore. So now I'm in rest. I think I have to be in rest. I have to be in repair mode, in healing mode. Fill my cup up so I can trust that. I can see that more clearly now, and I can trust the process, that it's not that I'm not creative anymore. It's not because I'm lazy. It's not because the less I do, the less I will want to do. I want to do things. I do, but I don't want to push myself. Otherwise, it's not fun anymore. I want to have fun, so I don't want to force it. It'll come when it will come, and I trust, I know, I understand myself more deeply now, and I know that I'm a creative person. Whether I ever make money out of my art or creativity is irrelevant now. A few months ago, a few weeks ago, I would have still found that very difficult. Like it meant something about me, that I'm a failure if I don't make money out of my creativity or my art. I don't care about that anymore. Maybe I will later, I don't know. But at this point, I know that I'm creative and I love art. I don't have to prove that to anyone. That's so freeing. I could feel envious and jealous when if for example, I went somewhere to an art gallery or whatever, or if I met someone that I relate to, let's say a woman approximately my age who, like, I guess if I go to those local fashion designers, there's a sense of envy. I wish I had their energy. I wish I had their drive to pursue an artistic or creative career, but I don't beat myself up over that anymore. So it's strange how meditation changes everything, yet it doesn't change anything. And it seems like if I heard someone say that in a video a few weeks, months, years ago, it would have annoyed me so much. The meditation itself there's not a direct link between the meditation and your outside circumstance, or even your inside. Like the meditation doesn't have a direct link with your emotions. Well, not mine. That's not what I noticed, at least. It has a link, but it's indirect. You can't trace it. You can say that plus that equals that. So it changed everything. Well, it changed a lot of things. It changed perceptions. It changed mindset or awareness. And what I am hoping and thinking is that these kinds of things are exponential. They will keep, if you had the curve, it would do that, not that. Like compound interest. The more I will meditate, the better it will get. a momentum will be created, which is why I think it has to be 100 days to, sorry, to have a momentum. And what's funny is that I always wanted to do that challenge, meditating for every day for a long time. And I was really afraid for many years to set goals because I thought I was incapable of achieving them. And the minute I decided to quit drinking alcohol, although I didn't drink every day and I didn't have that much of a problematic way of drinking anymore. I had maybe in the past many years ago, but now occasionally I drank too much and I didn't like it at all, but it was not frequent. It didn't happen a lot. And I didn't drink every day at all. I could even go a week without drinking, but still, there was always this uncertainty in my mind that I never know. If I want, maybe I'll just have 1 or 2 glasses of wine or 2 drinks and it'll be fine. But there was always this sense of not being in control or not being in power, and something could happen anytime. And then I would drink too much and the next morning I would regret it. So knowing now that nothing is ever going to distract me, like I know that if I have a trouble sleeping at night, I'll be tired the next morning, but I won't be completely lovely. I won't be hungover. So that helped me. I wouldn't have been able to do that challenge otherwise. Even let's say yesterday was Friday night. Let's say, oh, it's just Friday night, I'll just have 1 or 2 glasses of wine while watching a movie with my daughter. That's no big deal. I wouldn't have been drunk, but still, there's no way I would have meditated for an hour after that. I would have been tired. So the next morning I would have felt guilty for not meditating, and guilt is not helpful for anything. So yeah, I see how quitting drinking was not that much of a big deal, but it also made a huge difference in my confidence that I am able to commit to doing something every day, because I know what state I'll be in every day. Not state in the sense that I know what my mood will be every day. Of course, I don't know. I have moods. And sometimes I have more energy and sometimes I have less. But I know that I'm going to be sober. Yeah, that's the word. I'm going to be sober every day. So there's no hiding my fears, there's no hiding my emotions. I could still, repress a bit, but not completely lose it. Isn't that amazing? I can't wait to see what the next 50 days will bring.